I don't believe it. I feel a Victor Meldrew moment coming on. I don't bloody believe it. It's the day before we go. We leave in the morning. Caravan's all packed up, ready to rock and roll, so that bit's good. Car's all clean, done and dusted. And then an hour ago, this happened. I wasn't even touching the windscreen. The car hasn't moved for 3 days. It's just temperature. Look at it. Got a big crack right across the windscreen. Well, it's not a problem. When I'm insured, we cover that cost anyway. It means that what a pain in the bum. You've got to drive all the way with a cracked windscreen. They ain't going to change it today. And also, there's my French sticker. There's my German sticker, to which you pay for. I bet when they take those off, it's not easy. And this is a heated windscreen, so I bet I have to go to a shop. Blimey. Ah! And well, here we are and welcome. This is our main summer holiday for 2021. It's not the planned European stuff, but hey, it is what it is. So as you can see, we are basing ourselves at the Start Base site, and to explore that neck of the woods, talking all around that area. And we'll show you the highlights of that later on. And so the first thing that we must do is our research. And this proved really required on this one, because what you're looking at here is just a simple Google Maps, me putting in my to and from destination, and it works out where you want to go. Then you come across this big problem with most websites, most navigation devices and apps for phones. They are designed and work on the idea that it's you in a sports car. Well, that's not the case. You've got a massive great Caravan on the back. And so you need to do that research or purchase a device that has the dimensions of your Caravan on it, so it doesn't take you down roads that you're not supposed to be going down. Reading the reviews, it says not to go into this site in any other road except via Kingsbridge. Now, I'm not saying you can't go down them, because there are buses that do go down those routes, but be prepared, you might have to reverse. You'll see some footage later on of exactly that. As you can see, I've added Kingsbridge in here, and it's changed the actual route and avoided those little roads. It's not just Google, so beware. It's via Michelin, for example, I can put my details in, including the fact I have a Caravan, and it still takes me down those not recommended roads. So guess what? You add Kingsbridge and it now takes you down the right roads. So look at the reviews, pick up the suggestions from other people, and don't just rely on apps and sat-nav devices.
So it's before 6 in the morning, 5:57 as we're leaving Swindon.
You did say 6 AM?
Yeah.
That's
and
pretty
we're
good.
leaving this early for our 3-hour trip, which would normally be. Because the last time we went, we parked on the M5 for about 4 hours.
Yeah, we don't want to be doing that. So, yeah, I'm hoping this, according to my sat-nav, according to Waze, we should be at Taunton Dean Services in 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is about normal with not a lot of traffic on the road, so we'll see. As we thought, the traffic is picking up. Yeah, look at it. 6:35. It's busy but moving. And they did say inclement weather today, and they're not wrong. Oh, there we go. Let's see what this is like this time.
Where is it? We go Norwich, don't we? First park, yeah. Have to wait in the queue.
Yes, but as we queue up, I see a Caravan moving on my right hand side, so I leap into that space. A Brucey bonus and thank you. So much more civilised, isn't it? And we've had a bacon butty. You've been shopping, haven't you, inside there?
With 10 billion other people.
Yeah, it's a bit tad busy, and bear in mind it is what?
8:07 now.
Yeah, but what time do you get there? 7:30, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's by the time you queued to park, but you were very cheeky.
Right. I think the word is out. I think people know about this site now. I mean, just look at it. Okay, we're fed and water. Let's get that stall in, get the steadies up and hit the road again. Now the rain has gone, but there is something else to bear in mind. As you get past Exeter, the road splits into two. The one half for North Devon, and that's what all that queue's for. But once you get by it, look how busy it is. And that's it. We have climbed off the M5. We have driven all the way to Kingsbridge, which is nothing to report, it's just normal traffic. But when we get to this section, you'll see that the white lines disappear. And this is where the fun starts. And all that on this short trip. So all you're doing is going from Kingsbridge on the left hand side, and that blue road down the bottom there to the Startbury Caravan site on the right, and it says 15 minutes, but you can more or less double that. But we made it. We're here. The caravan site is on the left hand side here, and research has paid off. When you get to the entrance, which comes on the left, you have to take it really wide because we have a really sharp entrance, so you've got to spin it all the way around in order to get down there. And because we set off really early, obviously we're early on site, so I do know that we're going to have to wait. Now, as you saw, there's not an awful lot of room for a lot of cars and caravans to be able to park here, but I am reliably informed by my other neighbour who did set off early and got there at 8:30 in the morning. If you drive past the caravan site, you come down to a village called Torcross, and there's a car park where that white arrow's pointing, which doesn't have a barrier on it. You can't miss it. It's got a big tank memorial in it. And whilst we were waiting, a particularly jolly weatherman said the clouds are disappearing and the blue sky is appearing. And on that brighter note, we get checked in. Hey! But being sat there for an hour and a half, we took the opportunity to wander around the site, have a look at a typical area where we'd like to be, see which way the satellite needs to be pointing, and I could remove things like the bike carrier cover. And all these things aim to speed things up. And so we do have a nice wide pitch here. It's not on the corner. It does slope a little, but the hydraulics can cope with that a bit. And as we get in here, you'll notice that our neighbours across the way have decided that they're going to have one of the thinner pitches, which does mean you're going to have to put your car at the front. Now, being in this fabulous community, as we're putting stuff up, we get to speak to neighbours, and neighbours that have been here before. And they are saying just head for Dartmouth, because that's the nearest hub where most things will go from. But en route, have a look at a little place called Slapton Sands. Wait till you see that. So we did. So what do you think of this place then?
It is lovely. It's beautiful. Very hidden.
It is, isn't it?
Just don't go on the beach with bare feet or
Yep.
sandals.
They might call it Slapton Sands.
But it's not sand.
That's not sand.
It's shingle.
It's shingle.
Yeah.
As you found out when you emptied
Yeah, I emptied my
all
trundles.
that lot
and
out your
there's a
trundles.
beach out of my trundles, yeah.
Fabulous. That's not a bad view for the first day, is it?
That's gorgeous. I bet this is busy during the day. Nice sun to come down now. Let's go with the fog on.
Well, this is not too shabby at all, is it?
Not bad for our first evening, is it?
Isn't it?
We are pretty knackered.
The
But-
sky's blue and
yeah.
the houses, look at the colours on those.
I know. And after our exhausting day, we found a lovely little chippy and enjoyed our first holiday meal. We soon headed back to the site, and as usual, Steve and I will normally take an evening walk. However, I think he forgot to mention the bus.
Oh yeah, that's coming up, don't worry about it. Not the bus that you saw earlier, there's another one.
And anyway, I needed time to recover after that terrifying journey back from Dartmouth to the site. More on that later.
Yeah. Thank God we never had the caravan on the back for some of that.
And someone on site definitely has a sense of humour. So it's time for Steve to put up his trusty caravan sign.
I've done that.
And look at this. Did you know that I'm a columnist in a certain caravan magazine? And there on the front page is a very, very familiar but lovely dog. Please like, subscribe, and hit that all-important little bell.
And we'll see you on the next one.